My brother and I both played hockey growing up. He's a year older than me, so we're pretty close. He kind of got into the sport, and then I skated around kind of deciding whether or not I wanted to play, and my parents were like, you should really do it, and I'm like, I don't know, but then I saw my brother doing it, and I was like, oh, I definitely want to play hockey. So she had emailed me, and then in the middle of COVID, I'm like in grade 11, I had no idea what was going on. I'm telling my parents, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, like where am I gonna go? And everyone's so stressed during COVID and whatever, but and then I ended up emailing her back, and she's like, yeah, I'm very interested, like, can you send me some video footage? I'm like, sure, I don't really have much, but I'll send you what I have. And then yeah, things kind of got on quickly, and then I ended up committing, I think, the beginning of my grade 12 year, and then yeah, that was really it. One day in tactics, we do tactics just in here, kind of everyone just sits around, and I'm just listening to her, just doing whatever, and then I think I was scratching my neck or something, and I was like, oh, that's weird, like, there's a little, like, bulb on my neck, that's weird. And then I didn't think anything of it, and then later, once Coach was done talking, I went up to the girls, and I'm like, guys, like, what do you think about this? And everyone's kind of like, I don't know, like, I don't have one of them. And then next thing you know, everyone's like touching each other's necks and like touching my neck, like, oh, I don't know, is that normal? And then, yeah, we were all kind of like, I don't think that's normal. And the next day, or like a few days later, one of my teammates came up to me and she's like, I was looking at your symptoms online, and this is what it says, and you should go to the doctor. I'm like, okay, fine. So then I ended up going to just like the urgent care on Huron, and I was like, oh, I got this bulb on my neck. I don't really know what it is. Can you just look it out, like check it out? And she's like, yeah, I'll look at it. I had gone home for the summer, and then honestly, I want to say I was home for like 3 or 4 days, 5 days at most, I think, and I ended up getting a call from one of his nurses, and she was like, oh, can you come in? Like, we have a couple like results for you. And I'm like, no, I can't come in. Like, I'm at home. And then she's like, okay, yeah, I'll get the doctor to call you. So then you hear that and you're kind of like, what is going on? Why do they need to call me? Why can't they just tell me over the phone? So he ended up calling me, and he was super relaxed about it. He's like, you're young, you're healthy, it's all good. Like, don't worry, it's not that big of a deal, like whatever. And so obviously hearing those things, you're like, there's no way. Like, I've always been healthy, I work out every day. Like, it's not like I've been a super unhealthy person or anything. So it's kind of like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? At first, you're like shocked. Like, nobody ever writes a script for it. Like, oh, when you do this, like, there's nothing really you can do in the moment, I guess. My first initial thought was like, why? Like, I even asked the doctor, I'm like, how come? Like, what did I do that, if it always seems like there should be a direct correlation or something, but he's like, honestly, if I'm being serious, like, you are just unlucky. It doesn't run in my family. I'm not unhealthy or anything. He's like, you were just unlucky. It's not fair, and it's not, but it's not ever fair, so. One of the hardest things is like kind of telling people. I mean, how do you go about like saying, hey, by the way, I was diagnosed and whatever, but once I told the team, it was like heartwarming how many of the girls just texted and just were like, I'm here for anything. And it was hard for them to kind of support me from far away, but they did like everything they could. And there was like, my best friends were texting like, hey, are you good? Like, how are you doing? Whatever. And everyone was kind of wondering how my surgery was going or how I was recovering and stuff, which was nice. It's like the little things when things like that happen. It's like a small community comes together, which is good. So it sounds corny, but like living and loving like every moment, or like your life. Like, I don't want to say like, oh, I live every single moment like it's my last, but like it's like loving everything that you're doing. Like, I don't do things that I don't want to do, because I know that I don't need to. I don't need, like, nobody can really tell me what I need to do. I know my limits. I know that I'm stronger than I was however long ago, and just like the little things, just staying happy, I guess. That's the number one thing, is nobody ever says it's easy or that it's fun or anything, but it's definitely something that you can look back on and be like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I'm stronger, I'm better, and just little things like that, which are important.